Hello everybody, my name is Ivan. Today I will tell you my story. My story is called First Time. In 1985, the world was consumed by a never-ending winter. It first started as a normal winter, but then the winter grew colder and colder and colder, and eventually it never ends. The first city was struck by this disaster was the city of London. When the winter came upon London, a group of survivors led by Vincent V.R. Saka left London. Vincent V.R. Saka is a pragmatic man who is charismatic, quick-witted, and well-known. When the group of survivors left London, they became nomads. They traveled from city to city, trying to find a place to live. One day, after exhausting the city of its resources, they decided they're going to find a new city to feed on. But then they saw a big tall structure in the distance. After talking to his crew, who decided that they will get, even though the risks were high, but the rewards were higher. When they were approaching the city, they saw a bunch of habitable house that was empty. He himself decided that he'll approach the generator by himself. Inside, he found a journal. The journal is called Overseer Logs. I will read this. Outpost 23. We were tasked by London to create a working generator. The goal of this project was to create a habitable environment if the worst case scenario happens. The generator uses combustion for heat. It needs coal and oil to function. Coal to heat up the generator and oil to oil the chain. We also built a couple of hothouses for food, coal mine, and water to sustain the generator and the people. After reading that, Vincent knew what to do next. He's a quick-witted man. As I said, he was a quick-witted and intelligent man. Now, the first thing he does is he wants to start the generator to heat up. So he ordered his man to start the generator up. 3 days later, they finally start the generator. Now, the first one, heat has been solved. The problem of heat and warmth, finding warmth. Next thing is food. In the journal, it's that the engineers built hothouses across the generators. So they start growing food in the hothouses. Finally, they have food and warmth and shelter. Now, after that, they finally defeated the frost. But the thing is, the frost wouldn't let them go easily. The frost, like a living thing, will end them. A month later, the group of survivors finally integrated to the outpost. They named the outpost New London, the city of dreams and warmth. As I said, after naming the outpost to the city of New London, the temperatures will drop. The next day, the temperature dropped again. The sudden rapid change of temperature drop is causing the captain to worry about the safety of his people. While worrying about the safety of his people, the scouts from the east make a breakthrough. They found out the reason why the temperature dropped. The reason was because of a storm, a hailstorm over the horizon that will come in 2 days. They told the captain about the storm, and the captain began to prepare for the incoming storm. First, he boarded up the house so the warm circulation could make the house warm. Second, he rationed stuff. He rationed the foods and coal and stockpiled coal and oil. People were working overtime to mine coal and drill oil to prepare for the incoming storm. Now, 2 days have gone past. The storm is coming. The once blue sky turned to dark gray, and the temperature decreased rapidly. It was negative 60 degrees. But because of the preparation the captains had asked his people to do, they could manage. But it was not the end. A day passed, the temperature decreased again. A day passed, the temperature decreased again. The temperature is now negative 80 degrees. They could still manage, But how long could it last? While the captain was worrying about the cold temperature, suddenly someone, his secretary, came and told him the oil is freezing and the cold is diminishing. The oil in negative 80 degrees has frozen and the coal stockpile is burned. So they have no more coal and oil. While the people were waiting for the news from the captain himself has gone into the generator. He went inside and checked for any resources. And then he saw that there's no more oil and coal. The people went inside their houses trying to find work before the generator turned off. 15 minutes passed by, the generator was still on. 20 minutes passed by, the generator was still on. But a lot of people were confused. Why was the generator still on? Is it the coal and oil has been diminished? Some scouts checked out. After entering the generator, they saw a man. It was Captain himself. He was burning all of his books. He was burning his chair, furniture, so the generator could stay on. And the chains could break the chains. By himself. The people whose heart moved by the captain's action to keep the generator on, they decided to help. 20 volunteers helped the captain. They burned everything they have for the generator, so the generator is still on. And they pulled the chains that keep the generator up together while singing in hymns. They chanted, so burn us in the furnace like salt in the flame, which is our bone to stop the ember, which is our blood to all the chains. They give everything, they're sacrificing everything just so the generator stay on. They're sacrificing themselves for the future of the generation. While pulling the chains, hours gone by, and well, one by one they dropped down. But then, suddenly, the frost has cleared down. The ones that cloud suddenly became bright. The storm is ending. The storm is ending. Now, when the storm ends, the coal mine and the oil drill could work. The people is checked. Some scouts are checking the state of the generator. As they walked in, they saw 20 bodies on the floor, and one man standing. It was the captain, pulling the chains all by himself when his comrades fell. He fell. There, finally, the storm has passed. The temperature increased rapidly. It's now negative 50 degrees Celsius. It's still cold, but in the temperature they could still survive. So they mine the coal back and the oil, and they drill oil, so they have both of them. And now the generator has been fully turned on. The captain, seeing the lifeless body of him on the ground, weak and fear, but he thought himself their sacrifices would not be in vain. They created a ceremony about the 20 dead men who sacrificed themselves for the future generation of the city. And yeah, they're finally done. But the thing is, the storm will come again. The captain will have two choices. Will he adapt to the frost, or will he bend the will of Mother Nature and force the frost to be healed? Well, that's my story, and thank you. But before I end, I want to tell you the moral of my story. The moral of my story is that in great dangers, you may have to sacrifice yourself or a loved one for the future of people. And remember, your sacrifice will not be in vain. My name is Professor Manik, and thank you for listening.